Tank is one of the most interesting fighters to watch because he's so different. His style is so different. You know, he's so economical. Like, he puts pressure on guys without throwing too many punches, and then starts to figure holes out, and the way he can explode and move in with one shot, my God.
Yeah, he very explosive. He's very explosive, and, you know, man, he be cracking them dudes. Hey, he be putting them to sleep.
Just cracking people.
Don't dump it on me, though. I'm not kidding. Well, you get this one, man.
Hey, don't jump.
When Joe Rogan saw Gervonta Tank Davis's new bulked-up physique ahead of the Jake Paul fight, 101, you could almost hear that signature Rogan tone kick in. Half amazed, half scientific breakdown mode.
I'm a giant Gervonta fan. I think that guy's so unusual.
Yeah.
His style's so unusual, and it's like patience.
Yes.
Yeah. But he finds these openings, and he sees them, but he doesn't go after them right away. He waits for the right time. He's so patient.
Right.
Like, when you watch the early rounds of his fights, he's like at a world champions that are competing today at the highest level. He probably has the lowest punch count in the early rounds.
Yeah.
Because he just wait, but he also knows he's got that nuclear option that if he can crack you, most likely he's going to take you out. He's got massive confidence in that.
On his podcast, Joe didn't waste time sugarcoating it.
He looked at Tank's latest training clips and went, "Dude looks like he's been forged in a powerlifting lab." And he's not wrong. Tank's shoulders are popping, traps sitting high like a bull ready to charge. And that frame, way thicker than what we saw before Ryan Garcia. Rogan started dissecting it the way only he can, talking about how the extra mass could change Tank's explosiveness, how his punch velocity and hip torque might actually go up instead of slowing down.
Interesting, right? Like, you don't know whether someone's ever going to be able to figure that out, or whether or not he's just going to keep cracking people.
Yeah.
You know, so it's part of the fun of watching it. I've talked to a lot of like real boxing purists. It's like, you can't rely on that style.
Right.
He's got to be busier. When he gets to the best guys, it's not going to work out. Like, well, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see, because there's so many good guys.
But the real juice came when Joe compared Tank to a mini Mike Tyson with modern training science, saying he's built to detonate, not just box. He even threw a playful jab at Jake Paul, saying, if Jake thinks this version of Tank is coming in for a points win, he's out of his mind. That dude's coming to end it early. You could tell Rogan respects the grind. He loves seeing a fighter evolve. And this version of Gervonta Davis looks like evolution on steroids, not literally, but in the way a fighter reinvents himself to prove a point. Joe summed it up perfectly. This isn't Tank Davis version 2, this is Tank Davis Unleashed.
You know, he got the skills, the power, he got that ring IQ to do good, but we haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, he's also wild. He's a wild fella, so he's fun to watch. You know, he's just a crazy dude. You know?
Yeah, coming from Baltimore, man, I think that's just his upbringing as well. You know, product of his own environment.
Yes, for sure. He's just so unique in his approach. Like, you know, he doesn't fight like anybody else.
All right. So after we saw Joe Rogan nerd out on Tank's new bulk and basically crown him a mini Mike Tyson on steroids, we pivot over to Wade Plemons' breakdown, and things get even juicier. You can tell these guys aren't just flexing for the camera. They're building a blueprint. I mean, Calvin Ford is in the corner like a mad scientist with a clipboard, dissecting Jake Paul's every quirk, every, oh, that might hurt me moment. We're not talking about some casual sparring here. This is Tank sharpening the saw, plotting angles, and getting his mind locked into a space where the only outcome is dominance.
You take Jake, and I've said this about everybody that's fought him, the ones that don't take him serious, the ones that say he's a YouTuber and everything else, they end up losing, or they end up looking like, oh, wait a second, this guy was a little better than I thought. They end up either getting taken by surprise or actually sometimes losing because they don't realize that Jake actually takes it serious. So this is good to hear. Just already right off the rip, they were already doing something.
Surprise. So tell me, you know, when did you hear about this?
They've been going back and forth for years, Tank and Jake. They've been going at it for years, and it would have happened sooner, you know what I'm saying? But we have hiccups in life.
And listen, when I say Tank is targeting the body relentlessly, I'm not just talking cardio punishment. I'm talking about carving Jake down like a Thanksgiving turkey, making sure every step forward feels like walking through molasses. Now here's where it gets savage. You look at this footage and you realize Tank's not just bigger, stronger, and faster. He's smarter. Ford's coaching isn't about letting Tank throw wild bombs, it's a chess match. How do I make a 60-pound monster pay for every inch of reach he thinks he owns scenario?
Guy that's targeting the body. And it's the best thing that Tank could do for this fight. I mean, trying to go headshot for headshot with Jake Paul when he's probably Jake's 7 inches taller than he is. I'm assuming he's going to have a bit of a reach, even though Tank has a kind of freakish reach for his height. I don't think that's a great idea. And again, you're at eye level with Jake's belly button damn near. So you're going to have to be able to land shots right there on the waistline. And it's probably the best idea if you actually want to knock Jake out in this fight, if you actually want a game plan, because again, it's an exhibition, but if you want a game plan to get him out of there, you have to attack the...
I can see it now. Tank's volume punches snapping off the body, Jake's hands dropping, and suddenly we're talking late round fatigue and opportunity knocking. You and I both know if Tank lands clean like this, it won't just slow Jake down. It'll flip the script on the whole fight. And the funniest part? Everyone's talking exhibition circus, but these clips tell me Tank's treating it like a world title defense, because when Calvin Ford's in your corner, fear is just another tool to sharpen. Buckle up, because this isn't Tank showing off for Netflix. It's Tank plotting a takeover. And you better believe he's ready to expose every crack in Jake's armor.
For Tank to actually knock Jake out. I'm just, that's like 70-pound difference, 60-pound difference. That means something. And Jake's not some guy that's never thrown punches. He's a relative novice when it comes to, skill level that Tank has, but still, he knows how to protect himself. And again, his body structure allows for some mistakes to happen that he wouldn't have to pay for like he would if he was 135 pounds. Point being, I would be impressed, if Tank knocked him out cold or dropped him with something, hurt him.
It's not good for the sport. A lot of people say, oh, money this and money that, but you got to do business the right way. You know what I'm saying? You got guys on that other side, especially fighters, that take time out of their life, train, get their coaches and sparring partners. They go different places, travel. They invest a lot of times in their career, and it's a lot. So, when they get back, they get news like that, it does not receive well. So, but we solid. We're going to stand 10 toes down, man, and we're going to see what's next for us.
I think it's just so much more better than Jake Paul. And some people feel, well, Jake Paul is this big heavyweight that punches hard, and Tank's going to find out, do you feel like this is going to be an actual real fight just underneath the term exhibition? And do you see the fight playing out when someone gets hurt?
I don't even want to talk on that fight, me honest. I can care less about what it is. It's an exhibition, man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing. He ducked that work. Yeah. He ducked that work.
It's a rematch fight versus Gervonta after this fight.
Who knows? He said he's retiring. I believe him. I think he's scared. So if he's going to retire, I believe he's going to retire.
You think he'll retire after the exhibition match?
I think so.
Why do you say that?
Because he gets scared.
Fight. The weight, the ounces on the gloves, 12 ounce, and then, Calvin was asking to get the 10s. What do you think about that? And people who don't understand that.
I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about their fight per se. I really don't care. I don't care about their fight.
Paul is good enough where people say, oh, he's terrible. Jake Paul is not a world-class fighter. I don't care how a person feel about that. Fighters that started in their formative years, like we did, 8, 9, 10, we got too much time in. Jake will never catch up to that. Nope. He'll never catch up to that. We just got too much time in. Yep.